So this video is for your daily practice. A short session to be done in the morning or the afternoon or the evening. It's up to you. We're going to be doing 9 Qigong forms, most of which are taken from the Shibashi 1 set. So if you know that, they'll be familiar. If not, they're very easy to do if you've never done Qigong before. But before we start, we just need to warm up a little bit. So warming up just means moving all the joints, just relaxing into your body. So maybe rolling the feet around on the floor a bit, moving the knees, maybe opening the hip, so just lifting the leg, moving the hip out a little bit. Just getting your body kind of woken up, getting the blood moving around and loosening all the joints. So moving the shoulders forward and backwards, letting the arms sort of swing back a bit. Great way for opening up the chest as well for the breath. Okay, finding the feet, very important with our standing. So we're looking for a nice parallel stance. I do this little sort of left-right sort of shimmy just to get the feet nice and balanced. And our knees during the whole practice are kind of soft, so we're not locked like this and not too bent. Just that sort of sweet point, just where they're slightly unlocked. So we're transferring the weight through our body, through our feet into the ground. We've got that lovely balance. Okay. From there, we're just going to start swinging a little bit. Just turning from the waist and letting the shoulders sort of cross the body. Letting the arms come out. Today we're not letting the arms swing too much, we're sort of bringing a bit more intention into the hands, so sort of skimming across a surface almost. This can be done really vigorously or really slowly, as you like. We'll come back to a similar form with this movement in a bit, but still warming up. Let's just roll the hips a little bit, both directions. I'm just going to reach up above our heads and have a good stretch. Bring the arms out to the sides, turn the palms upwards. And then slowly bring the hands down towards the belly. Excuse me. Okay, coming around to the back. Just rubbing around the kidneys a bit. Rubbing down the backs of the legs. So we're bending forward, careful with your back, careful with your knees. Anything feels uncomfortable, just don't do it. That's the secret. And just readjusting finally back into our ultimate standing position, what we call Wu Ji standing. So it's the go-to place between each form and before any Qigong practice. So finding that nice balance. Little space underneath the armpits, fingers hanging long, that lovely connection to the ground through your feet. Straightening the spine, thinking about a sort of a lifting, a stretching almost up the spine as we breathe in. Right up to the top of the head, so thinking about the top of the head connecting up beyond the ceiling, beyond the clouds, up into the sky, right up to the top of the sky. And at the same time, maintaining that lovely, healthy connection through the soles of your feet in down to the earth. Okay, great. So, 9 forms. The first form, the opening form, which is letting the hands come forward and then up with the breath. So breathing in and then out as the hands come down. So almost like the hands are floating upwards. A lovely soft out breath as we're almost pushing down a little bit. And expanding the chest a little bit as we breathe in. So awakening the chi, raising the chi in this opening form. Lovely. We'll just do one more up and then down. Let the arms relax. Maybe readjust if you need to. Okay. Passing a ball across the body. So we're going to bring one hand across to the other hip. Upturned palm comes outwards. So we're gesturing out. The next hand comes across. So passing out. Not passing out, obviously. Passing a ball out across the body. I like to imagine us scooping up a handful of sand running through the fingers. And as the hand turns to come back, that last bit of sand just leaves it. You can imagine whatever you like, but it's a nice visual, something running through between the fingers. Just easy breathing with this. And if you like, you can raise the back heel a little bit as we come across, or bring the legs into it a little bit more. Okay, we'll do one more on this side, one more on the other side. Bring the arms back. Let's relax for a second. And now we're going to shift the weight and step out to one side. So shifting the weight to this leg, stepping out, and then raising the arms above the head as we come into the phoenix. So we step back in, and then step back out to the other side. Raise the arms. So there's this lovely little choreography in the feet as we step and raise the arms, opening the chest into the phoenix, the bird of hope, the firebird. And this exercise, this form is great for the heart and for the lungs. So I really feel that lovely new breath coming in to the chest. The tips of the fingers pointing towards the heart. I was also taught this is changing air, so it's a great form to do if you want to, in between two complicated forms. It's a good way of sort of just clearing out the cobwebs, changing air to the left and to the right. Okay, so we'll just leave that there, let the arms come down. Just stand for a second, find that lovely position. I'm going to go out to the sea, out to the water. We're going to think about a lovely horizon of water in front of us. I'm just going to reach out across and gather in. So we're gathering in the reflections of light, or the riplets, the little ripples of water, smoothing them out as we reach out across the horizon. Bring it also into our chest, into our hearts. We just keep a little bit of movement going in both arms. So it becomes this lovely cycle. And gradually we're just going to reduce that motion. So it's like a smaller space that we're creating in front of us. Maybe have a look at your hands as they come towards you. And just finally we're going to rest the hands just over the chest, just crossing over the heart. Maybe feel your heartbeat for a second. Great. And just step out of that. Have a shake off. Okay. Wave hands like clouds, or cloud hands. It's a form that I can't recommend enough to practice. It's the one we could do every day, really. Coming into it's a little tricky, but if we practice with one hand first, so we're coming across like this to the top. So the hand's coming down and across the top. Same on the other side. So across and top. So whichever side you choose to start with this hand, bring it across, and as it comes across, the bottom hand comes to join it. Then we exchange hands. So we've got this lovely connection between the hands, almost like sort of tracing the shape of a ball as we come round, this nice rounded shape. Wave hands like clouds, so the top hand raining down onto the bottom hand sort of gathering all the new fresh water. You can also imagine scooping through a pool of water below you, and the top hand floating above it like a cloud. So it's wonderfully complicated and simple at the same time, this form. It's a good one to practice. And again, we're just going to create a slightly smaller shape. Becomes more of a ball. We just maintain that lovely connection in the feet. So the sensation of something between the hands, condensing it, get to about the size of a big grapefruit, and just let that settle in the belly, in the lower dantian. Great. Okay. Just going to step out, slightly wider stance, still nice soft knees, and we're going to create two fists above our hips. I'll just turn to one side so you can see. We're going to punch out, open the palm, and pull back. Same on the other side. So we're opening, closing, pulling back. And there's a lot of intention as we go out. So you can really look out through your eyes, maybe focus on a point on the wall, or in the room, or wherever you are. Maybe don't focus on someone else if you're practicing together. It's not a good idea. So there's opening and closing of the hand, opening and then bringing something back. So strong at first, strong out breath with each punch. You can do this for as long as you like. A good way of getting rid of unnecessary stress. And gradually we're going to just soften the form, and it becomes less of a punch, and we're going to reach out to two ropes and just pull them towards us. So reaching out to two ropes, bringing something towards us or pulling ourselves forward towards them. So the punch is gone, it's a different form, it's evolved. And within this form we're going to evolve it into one rope. So we're just letting one rope come towards us and gradually let that rope become lighter. So it becomes a string, it becomes a thread that we're just passing between the forefinger and the thumb. The finest thread of silk, finally. So the lightest movement. Pulling it towards us or towards our center. And just finally we're going to split it here, bring it round behind us and do a little knot. Lovely. Let the hands rest at that area on your lower back. So they can be like this or like this. Just have a sense of that space between the kidneys, the bottom of the spine. Maybe give that a bit of a rub. You can get in there with the fingers, in the little sort of nooks and crannies around the lower back. It's good to give this part of your body a bit of attention. The Ming Men area. Okay. From there, we're just going to roll the hips around a little bit to each side just to warm everything up. The next form is called by Lee Holden, holding and rocking the sun. It's also called turning the great wheel or the water wheel. But I like this image of the sun, so we're going to hold something big. We're going to slowly rock it from side to side and just take its weight. So being very careful with the lower back. Pick up a little bit of a momentum, and then we're going to lift it above our heads and roll it round. So creating these lovely, great big circles. So moving the whole body with this, the legs right down to the toes as we come up and down. Just taking care of the back. It doesn't need to be too low if that feels uncomfortable. It can just be a very gentle circular motion. Whatever you feel up for, really. Do a couple more in this direction. And then the next time we come up, we're going to hold it above our heads. So holding that great orb of the sun on our chest. And then come back down the other way. Try not to get dizzy. It's not an exercise in dizziness, we're just cycling, really. Okay. Hold it again upon the chest. A couple of lovely breaths. And just open up the hands to the sides. Palms facing upwards. Great. And just very slowly going to bring the hands down towards the lower dantian and let them rest there. I'm just going to readjust this little microphone I've got. I think it's working. So let the hands rest here. Maybe just give your tummy a bit of a rub. This was quite nice. And then the hands, rub the hands together. Interlink the fingers and roll the wrists. And then we're going to bring the hands out to the sides, just to the sides of us here. So, and one palm is going to face up, and we're going to turn one palm downwards. So one palm upwards, one palm down. A couple of nice easy breaths. And with the next in-breath, we bring the hands together and we mix together, bring them back out. Then we change each hand so the other one's facing up, the other one's facing down. We bring them together and mix. Really simple movement, almost a standing meditation. So just transferring between each hand. One hand facing up to the sky, the other down to earth, and then change that. Mix those two energies together in front of you. We'll do it 2 more times. So the final time we're going to mix. Let the hands just come out gently. Bring the feet together. Both hands facing upwards. Again, nice soft knees, lovely standing position. Just notice how that feels. In the feet, nice straight back. And the lower hand we're going to bring out, up and right down through the center. When it gets to the other hand comes, does the same thing. So breathing in as the hand comes up and out as it comes down, just centering. It's nice to close the eyes with this, but not necessary. So as the final one comes down, we just let the hands rest together and just stand for a second like this. Beautiful, clear mind, nice, clean chi. Smile and just let the hands come out. We're going to take a small step to one side, small step to the other side. Rub the hands together. Brush off a bit and brush off around the face, over the forehead, however it feels nice, maybe around the back of the head, down over the shoulders, give the shoulders a bit of a rub, and just gently brush off down the arms, down the sides of the body, down the back, backs of the legs, insides of the legs, maybe just brush off the knees. Lovely. So, a little short session to be practiced daily. See you next time. Bye-bye.